Welcome back. This is Let's Talk About Tomorrow, and we are still on the topic of pedophilia. Now, Light, do you remember when Meta was dragged when they were trying to lower the age to use WhatsApp from 16 to 13? Okay. You know that some activists are pushing for, like, there's a pedophilia movement. So, what do you think about this?
What was the story? What's the story? Okay.
Yes, that they were lowering, like, you obviously know what it's going to lead to. Okay. If a 13-year-old, all these if children are beginning to use social media, but the question is that there are groups that are moving for pedophilia
to lower the.
Yes.
I'm not sure it's a good move to actually lower it.
You're not sure?
I'm not. No, not that I'm not sure. It is not a good move.
Exactly.
Yes, it is not a good move to lower.
Why?
Because even without them pushing for that kind of thing, I think almost everybody. I don't know. There's this thing I say about TikTok particularly. You see that app? Mm-hmm. It can destroy you in a minute. Just sitting down with it, like, okay, let me check something quickly, and you have some other things to do on your phone. And you keep scrolling.
Let me you don't get this 13-year-old have the right of expression by law.
By law, they have the right of expression. But what are they consuming on that social media? What are the things they are saying?
So are you saying their rights to freedom of speech should not be guaranteed or should not be allowed because of what they are likely to consume?
Yes, it shouldn't.
And but why would you deprive them of their freedom of expression?
Because what is online there is not meant for them.
Let me say something.
It is not meant for them.
Even without the dropping of age to 13, a lot of 13-year-olds already have mobile phones and are already on these apps. Most of them line that. When I first opened my first Facebook account, I put in something way older than me, 1990 something, when I've never been born, as age of. So people can just open an account.
Are you reporting yourself to the?
I'm of the age now. No, I'm
I think so last week or so that Twitter now, X, we can now watch porn. You can imagine.
That one has been there.
But now it's not legalized. You can upload porn on Twitter. You can watch. You have access to.
So imagine children having access.
So imagine a child of 13 years on Twitter.
No, the argument then was Instagram, right?
Instagram and Facebook and WhatsApp.
Yeah, that was me.
Not Twitter.
Yeah.
Twitter is volatile. Okay?
Twitter is a whole different platform.
The concept for that one you do. In fact, even a 20-year-old can be destroyed on Twitter.
That's true.
Is that volatile? But Facebook and Instagram, I'm just playing the devil's advocate now because I want to find out the line between freedom of expression
and
age of maturity or majority. We call it majority in law for children to sign up. Okay, are you saying that Instagram have no academic content whatsoever, or that Facebook have no academic content whatsoever, which can benefit the child?
They do.
What you should be saying is that there should be parental guide. Just like YouTube have parental guide. I control the parental guide for my children on their YouTube account because it's strictly based on academic content. So should children be deprived of the academic content on
Instagram? What do you say?
Can you set parental guidance on Facebook?
You cannot. That's what I'm saying. I say what she should be saying is not to deprive them from their right to freedom of speech.
So I get your point.
You should promulgate something.
Now let's talk about mothers and fathers that are bus conductors, drivers, market women.
Yeah.
Do they know about that? Do they know about what they're saying in parental guidance? Can they do that?
It is their responsibility. The truth is this: the world has gone beyond what it is known to be. So they should be able to upscale themselves.
How
for the purposes of their children. Do you want them to end up? You want their children to end up like them? I mean, people like that are even more conscious of their children. I've seen it from research. Okay. Yes. If you go, I heard the school before. That's how I got to know. I used to be a principal of a school. People should not try. Not try me.
And I'm a tutor too.
You notice that now, when it comes to school fees, these parents that didn't go to school, They save for it. They make sure
they even pay earlier.
They pay earlier than those who are intellectually.
Now, let me comment, sir. Sorry, let me comment. Now, each media gives you something and takes something from you. The media is a very powerful place, and no matter how strict you are as a parent, you can't monitor them enough because you don't stay with them. And I stay with children too. There's something I discover about children. They are very inquisitive. They always want to know why is daddy saying we shouldn't do this, or why should we not go here and there, and they operate these devices better than you.
Yes.
Why? They have a lighter brain. They have good assimilating ability, and it's part of them. That is out of the context of what we are discussing. Let's just round this up. But more importantly, if a child wants to listen, he will listen. Now, they have decisions and they are right. They will always make choice. And whether they make choice or not, indirectly, they are the first beneficiary of any life they have chosen. You play your role. If you play your role well when they are infants, you don't raise children when they become men. You raise them when they are boys or girls. When they become mature, it will be difficult to break. Now, a child that is being discipline is being inculcated at that tender age. That child will stay. Even if you are not there, you don't need to be there. Because once you are putting them, you are monitoring them. When you are not there, there's that temptation, especially when it comes to pornography. It has a spirit. You always want to, let me just watch more before you know. Masturbation comes in, because you know addiction comes in and other things. So I think these are out of the contents of what we are saying. I don't know how this came in, but
we're talking about
to me, just discipline.
Ask your question.
But wait. Do you think our African parents are doing enough to protect their children from pedophilia?
In African parents or
Yes.
generally, I
African
don't think
parents.
African children are
They are
doing
not-
much. Let me.
No, don't say that. Too.
No.
There are a lot of families. Wait, the thing is, it is family line that normally does this thing.
Let
You
me
will see your own brother's child and be lusting over your own brother's child. It is mostly in households, not a general something. It's something that happens in the house. And once it happens in an African home,
They
they
want
will
to
do
cover it
anything
up.
to cover it up.
They say it's not
shame
shame the
and
family. Yeah.
Now, your question is saying that
Are African parents
Doing-
doing enough to protect their children?
I don't think they are doing enough. Now, listen.
They are doing better than the West. Though.
Than the West.
The West
But-
cannot get a child.
no.
You cannot.
No, I'm aware of all those
Go to
things.
prison.
But most
how
people
do
who
you
perpetrate
take
this in
children
Africa, is there enough disciplinary measures for them?
There
People
is.
escaping.
There is.
They go to
There is.
prison.
What I'm trying
Are
to
there
say-
jail terms for these people?
No,
People
no.
go scot-free on daily basis.
This is it. This is what I'm saying. You see our parents here. Instead of them sitting us down to actually like explain some things to us.
Yeah.
They always
They just use
go
aggression and
around
all of
the
that.
bush.
Sir,
They
if
always
you
go
don't work
around
that
it.
way.
They always
You
go
don't get
around
it.
it.
Sir,
but there's a
they
place
don't sit
aggression
us down.
coming. You know,
I get.
there's a place
But then most
discipline
times
coming.
they will instead shout, raise their voice, do all sorts of things to actually like correct you. Instead of sitting you down and be like, you shouldn't do this thing this way.
We are
Because
African. See,
this
listen,
is-
first.
And I've had
First.
this experience.
And
And you
see-
think
It's
Yeah.
like they
No,
claim
no.
beats
See,
and some
Petrina,
other stuff like that. It
listen,
doesn't
see.
really work like that.
We are Africans. We are not them. The problem of the word psychology is poor parenting. All the problems, including leadership, everybody. No, poor parenting,
Put
sincerely.
everything on that one
When people
umbrella.
come from poorly raised homes and they grow, when poorly raised children become parents, they raise another generation of poorly raised children, and it's generational.
Kids
Now,
like
for African
that.
homes, if they catch you doing that, I've been a tutor for years. They will just do after some time, they will, can you use aggression and all of that? You don't do that.
Wait, be specific. They catch you doing what?
Like
watching porn.
watching porn
Things we're supposed to
or they see you maybe taking advantage
You know,
of your
yeah,
younger
no, no,
sibling.
Go back to the
Okay,
pedophilia.
exactly.
Yes,
that's
for the
what
people,
we're
like they
talking
see you
about.
taking advantage, maybe as a cousin now, maybe they're living together in an extended family, and one of the cousins have affair with the younger sister of another thing. Nobody's going to, the disciplinary measures that will be there, they'll just call you out, embarrass you, highest they'll flog you.
Harassing
That's
the
what I'm
family.
saying.
And that flogging is not enough.
So what are they supposed to do?
To me, that person is supposed to start jail term.
No, child will not.
No,
If it's a child,
No, not
Child.
the child. The
Okay, now
perpetrator
wait.
of
Now
that,
this
that
is something I want
particular
to bring
act,
up.
not
This is
the
something I
child.
want to bring
The
up
child is
now.
not aware.
But Eva, this question is for you. And there is the one that is children of the same age range that are
Yeah.
going to the sexual act. What is there any sort of punishment that the law can give those kind of children? Let's say there is a
Some
16-year-old boy
punishment.
and let's say a
It's
12-year-old girl. There's
They
no
want
punishment
to
for that like
watch
that.
now.
A
They're still
16-year-old boy
18,
They are
and a
both-
12-year-old.
they're both
They are
minors.
still in the minor age.
They're both
Yes.
minors.
Pedophilia
Yeah.
comes in
But
when
it's
age
still
is
in the
higher.
home. So
A
it's still
fully
in the
grown
home.
man taking advantage of a younger.
under
Yes.
our criminal law, a child that is below the age of 12 cannot commit an offense.
Okay.
Once you are not up to 12, you cannot be criminally liable for any act or conduct, even if you kill someone. So long as you are not up to 12, you will not be criminally liable. However, the person will be taken to a remand home. Okay. and in that remand home, they will do some kind of therapy for the person. Okay. There are two remand homes that are close to us here. One is in Isheri here, and one is at Jota, Oregon. I visit both. Yes. The cases treated there are cases of they carry meat for pot recklessly and you are addicted to it. Even when there's enough meat in the plate, you are still going to pot and carry one that you don't have consent to. So people that fight, children that always fighting, have those minor offenses. You cannot take them to a regular court. Even the family court here, when they want to deliberate on issues, they lock the door of the court and send everybody outside. Everybody will be outside. It's only those who are involved with the judge. Because the measure is corrective. It's corrective. It's not adversarial.
Barrister, let me ask this question. Have these, like when I asked you before about what a pedophile should do about their feelings, you said go to therapy. Do we have cases of these therapies actually working?
The therapist I even was here. I had a case of a young girl that had sex and was remorseful about it. I went to meet her pastor and told the pastor. The pastor started shouting, "Hey, how dare you? How dare this and how dare that?" So we don't even see as helpless as the pedophile. The pedophile is as helpless as the therapist he is running to. In our society. Our society is too judgmental.
It's true.
You understand?
Yeah.
People will conclude before they even speak.
Yeah.
They will judge you before they even speak. So we need a lot of growing ups here.
Orientation.
Yes. I mean, you should not be very fast to condemn people.
Yeah.
You understand? You need to give room for certain level of communication, conversation. You understand? There are acts that are outrightly very, very wrong that you dismiss it at the mention of it because it is obnoxious. So you want to do, but at the same time, conversation with some people, what they need to heal is not as difficult as what they have already, what they've committed themselves to.
Yeah.
You understand? What they need to heal might be just talks here and there, and all that. So, pedophiles in our society, we already have laws on ground. You understand?
Laws with punishments.
Yes, with penalties. You understand?
But
In Lagos State, for example, if you try it.
Why is that punishment not extended to them at the north side? Yes, right.
Why is
He has said that earlier. I think he explained that in the press.
Because of their
traditions.
He was able to make a discrepancy.
The issue there is that most states in the north have not adopted the Child Right Act. They have not domesticated the Child Right Act. That's one.
Yeah.
Now, Nigeria is a federal state. A federal law needs to be domesticated in the state before it can become operational in that state. Okay. So what you should push for is an advocacy that all the states in the north should domesticate that law. But unfortunately, most of the lawmakers in the north that are supposed to domesticate that law are the ones that take 12-year-old for marriage and all that.
So I want to this question to go around, starting from you, Nathaniel. So, what is your own acceptable age difference for marriage?
Okay. Not necessarily. It doesn't necessarily have to be marriage. Just
okay, let's say relationship.
Yes, a relationship.
In my own opinion, if I should say, for a man at 25, because I do feel that maturity sometimes is not how age one is. If you are mentally ready, which is the first test before even considering going into marriage, of which there's nothing like that in Nigeria here, or few. If you are mentally ready, emotionally stable, financially okay at 25, as a man, as early as that, and the lady being a range of that same age, or maybe 3 years below that age, maybe 23. I feel, in my own opinion, it's a perfect age to start a family. If both of you are mentally ready. Take that as very paramount, it's very important. Financially, emotionally, stability, and all of that, it's all part of it.
Before I ask you the question again, does it sit right with you for a guy of 25 to get married to a lady of 27? Yes or no? Yes or no?
Okay, yes.
Like, the question is, what is the age difference for marriage or relationship?
I'm not sure there is a fixed age.
There's no fix, but for you,
opinion.
but for you.
Opinion.
I'm not sure I have one. As long as they are comfortable with each other. You're an adult now.
So if the person
is younger than you.
is a minor and the other
Not
person
a minor, let's not say minor.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. So
Yes.
like, be precise. What exactly are you saying?
I do not have.
The person has reached age of consent.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, the person is 5 years younger than you.
Younger than me.
Okay.
5 years younger than me. No, for me personally, I don't do.
Younger people.
Yes.
But you just said now that it
It
doesn't
doesn't matter. That's why I'm asking a question like that.
A lady to a guy. I'm not really
Okay,
comfortable
okay.
with that arrangement. But
But you know
it's
this.
fine.
You know Celine Dion.
She's
Okay.
She was
26.
26 years younger than her husband.
But that's her.
Does it work for
This is another
you?
different
I'm asking her what she thinks about that.
Okay, what if your guy?
That's
Okay.
Celine Dion. She's
Okay.
fine. It's fine.
Barrister is married, so I'm not going to ask him. I give us the view before we
For
go.
me, I think it depends on how old I'm not say woman. It depends on how mature the person is. So,
Oh,
for
that might-
instance, if it differs because I can say a 30-year-old person can be with a 40-year-old person, but 20 and 30 is not. So I can't really say. Do you understand? I can't really say a 10-year.
10 years is too much
Okay.
for you.
What I'm saying is, if you're 30 and the next person is 40, that's fine.
Okay.
But if you're 20 and the next person is 30, it's not okay to me. It's the age
Well, it's the
difference.
same
So
10
it
years.
depends.
It's the same
Yes,
10
it's the same
years.
10 years. But
Okay,
based on, yes,
okay,
maturity.
okay.
That's what I mean.
But
Okay.
sorry, finally, are there any factors that are linked to this pedophilia? Are there factors linked to it? Are there any factors that make people to the perpetrator of this? Are there factors?
They are just attracted to younger people.
The factors we have said before now,
Who said
that
that?
scientifically they say it's hormonal dysregulation.
Okay.
Stuff
That the
like
hormones in
all
their
those
body,
chemicals.
Okay.
you know, respond to all that.
Hormonal methodology.
Then just the other part is psychological
Psychological.
functionality.
Okay.
You are not seeing that this person is not up to what you should do. Then another one is a moral bankruptcy.
Okay.
Okay, some people are just very immoral, and that's what they explore all their lives.
Okay.
Then the other part could be, I don't know whether it's spiritual, but
These people were
Well,
giving morals. They don't want to
This
act on it.
conversation today, I really enjoyed it. Thank you, Nathan.
I enjoyed
for
it
being
more
on the
than
show.
you. Thanks.
Is it a competition?
Yes.
Thank you, Light, for being on the show today.
Thank you,
Thank you,
Light.
Barrister, for being
You're
on the
welcome.
show today. And thank you, our viewers,
Thank
for
you.
staying with us and watching. You can watch us next time on YouTube by subscribing. And our YouTube name is Enterprise TV 7. Thank you for watching and goodbye from us.
Enterprise TV, a tradition of truth.